Tom Weiserzak, 26 Oakland Street. So I was here and I said I would come through, and I have been communicating with the council individually to make sure we're not violating any Open Public Records Acts. And with that said, these are things I've been throwing out there, and I keep hearing year after year. I gave my Republican friends an opportunity to cut costs and hold the line. Didn't work there. I was really hopeful with the Democrats coming in and having all the power that we have right now with the legislature that we would do something. And this is 5%. It's a reality check. It is a reality check. Our governor wants another $1.5 billion in tax revenue, in raises. That's taxes on us, all of us. The county's going to want more money. The school board is going to want more money. Relief is coming in 5 years. Am I going to be paying $20,000 a year on my 1,600 square foot home? That's what we're going to get to here. I think it's a shame that we're not doing anything else to look at costs here. I presented a couple things. I'd love to just present them out there. What has the council actually done to engage in outsourcing our emergency dispatch and 911 communications?
I can answer that for a second. I put that on the table for the council's review. Our CFO is getting the documents. She's already given me the preliminary documents. This is something that various individuals on this governing body in the past have talked about, and that information has been provided to the police department. There is going to be a meeting that I'm orchestrating with Sheriff Golden and with the county finance people. There is bonding available for the transition fund. So that I'm working on that, but as I've said to the press, I firmly believe, and I'll say it once again, we should not have our own dispatch. Every other major municipality has gone, outsourced it to the county. There's no reason why Little Red Bank can't do it. It's not going to kill us.
I agree with you. It'll enhance public safety. It's going to cut costs. Councilman Ballard, you told us our future liabilities with personnel matters, they're going to be tremendous. We get them out there, we don't have to worry about these personnel. I'm sure they take our dispatchers, nobody loses a job. More than likely, they're going to get a pay raise and better benefits and a better work schedule for there. So that's actually very encouraging to see. Moving on into even...
Don't forget, we're going to get numbers from them.
Okay.
And like every other town that has gone through the process, those numbers, at least in 2018, are not going to be the small numbers that they were in 2001. However, there is transition aid that is done with respect to that, and so we're going to have to do it sooner or later.
Well, we have to look at that too, because we look at what we're maintaining here, not just in dispatchers, in infrastructure, and then also paying police personnel to sit on that desk to receive calls. That's a lot of money here. We're also looking at what we're doing with our records management system that goes along with that. You know, we're losing 25% of revenue on summonses that are issued, whether it's parking or other moving violations with the InfoCop system that's being used. So those are things that are going to be gains here for the town as well. I also had questioned, we talk about shared services on our fire department, and the one thing I can disagree with in the management report is saying that, just go with the, blankly go with the fire chief's plan. We have too much fire apparatus in this town. And just because we have a railroad running through the middle of town doesn't mean we have to buy more. Governor Corzine, a couple years ago when he started commissioning property tax studies, Bergen County has more fire apparatus than the city of New York. Monmouth County is in the same issue here. One engine can cover 9 square miles. We're just under 3 square miles. We still have, 5 engines and 2 ladder trucks. We can start selling some stuff right now, and I'm not talking about gimmicks. We can take care of this right now.
Tom, if I can reply on behalf of all my colleagues, the whole genesis of this report was to have the empirical information that you are pointing out.
I want to say it as a resident and get it out there. I want to start getting everybody to listen to this. Listen to this. I mean, these are things that we can start addressing now. We can start addressing now.
Tom, let me just take a step back. So what you see in our 5-year plan is our worst case scenario. That's our worst case scenario.
And I'll plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Absolutely. And there's no intention to follow the worst case scenario. We are looking every year to improve the borough and bring those cost savings in as soon as possible.
Okay.
The grant consultant is already on board. We're looking to bring in more revenues and fund some of the projects around town through people giving us money instead of taxing the residents. Number 2, the shared services. That's going to kick off September 15th.
Too late after we've already implemented a 5% tax increase, because let's face it, once you increase my taxes, they're not going down. They're not.
I can't promise you they're going down, but we can temper any future increases
We could do
by
things
doing
now,
shared
though.
services. But we have to set that up. Governments are not speedboats, they're Titanics.
I understand.
And it takes time. A lot of the things you see in the budget for 2018 are legacy. These will have
I'm coming from
years.
government as well. I understand where you're coming from.
And like
with
I
you.
said, please just give us a little time and a little patience.
I'm looking at history,
And
though.
2 years from now, I'm singing the same song. Every resident in Red Bank should come up here and tar and feather.
2014, 15, 16, 17, now 18 into 19. Every
Should,
year.
Because that's what I said I was gonna do, and that's what I plan on doing.
And I appreciate that. I want to move on to the next one here. So we keep talking about more costs. Our EMS, we had a cost of $30,000, and I addressed the council about this when we went to the new EMS contract with Alert. We absolutely need a paid service in town. What the first aid squad was doing, it's nothing to their fault. I applaud their service. People were waiting an hour for an ambulance to get to them. What's going on is great right now. The cost went up 300%. I actually floated things out there, things that we could have done to do, cost-saving measures. We could have offered our ambulance that the volunteers have for them to use. We have a first aid squad right now. Even though we're maintaining it, it's doing nothing. It's a liability to the town with people getting hurt, workman's compensation, all those things. It's nice to say we have it. It's nice to say we're maintaining it. It's a liability to the town. It's a cost to the town right now that we can't afford. They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything, and unfortunately, when you look at just the way the volunteer service is going across, especially across EMS, it's never going to be an EMS or a volunteer service in this town anymore. It's just not looking.
I agree.
It will never happen again. I would love to see it, and that's really what we need in this society right now, is for people to be helping each other and have a volunteer type mentality, but that is not the way 2018 is. I really wish, especially with Alert being part of Meridian, and considering everything that's going on, why weren't we more aggressive in saying, hey, we could have gotten rid of that firehouse there. They should be in the hospital using their electric and their power and everything else. Would have cut down on some of the costs there, or figure out what are they doing with the billing. These are all things that I feel.
Negotiation items were tried, were unsuccessful. It takes two people to dance.
Of course, I just
Unless you're
wish,
doing modern dancing.
and I wish that maybe we would have been more aggressive with approaching some of the other towns that we have. Middletown is now expanding to a 24/7 EMS-based service. Tinton Falls has a Monday through Friday. I wish we could have looked at a shared service there. The contracted services are good. Maybe we need to look out there. I really think that we could have saved some money there. That really would have been.
It's a one-year contract, Tom, and.
I thought it was 3.
I think that there's a one-year kick-out. I mean, it's
Okay.
a three-year life of it, but we can kick out based on changed circumstances.
Okay, all right. My next one is, it's crazy here, it drives me nuts. Our DPW. I see in the bills here every month, our DPW is no longer doing garbage collection. I look and I see on our Parks and Rec that we have outsourced the lawn cutting services. Why? Why is our DPW not doing stuff like that? And even when I see them doing stuff, it's dangerous. I walk down when I'm coming home from 7 o'clock mass on Sunday mornings, and I do this religiously, no pun intended, and I see our DPW personnel taking the garbage out of the cans that are on Broad Street. Well, they're lifting heavy cans without a lift gate onto the back. 1, inefficient. 2, we're setting ourselves up for more workman's compensation injuries. Didn't we have that as a reason of why we got rid of garbage collection? And yet, we're just letting that happen. The liabilities are just endless. I did communicate my concerns to the council. I sent a picture of what was going on, and you know what happened? It's still going on. That gentleman and those workers are still out there carrying things that are extremely heavy, putting it onto the back there, and I guarantee that there's been injuries to it, and that's impacting our tax base right there. That's impacting what we're taking out of the budget, and a guy is not going to work and not doing the job there. And I've been saying it, and it's nothing against DPW. I really wonder what's happening outside of water and sewer. We have over $1 million in going in salaries to them. What is going on there? Especially when I see that things are being contracted out, then contract it out, and I hate to say the word layoff or find the jobs that they need to do, because it really doesn't seem like anything's going on there. And really, it's probably closer to a $2 million cost in salary and benefits that we see going out to the DPW workers. And I've questioned before what their body of work is, what are the job specs, so on and so forth. And honestly, not many answers come of it. And then when you do see the work that's going on there, it's creating more exposure to the town. And I don't think that that's a good thing to take a look at there.
Tom, with all due respect, that last point and some of the other points were all items that, as my initial remarks indicated, were contained in the report. I can assure you, without getting into details, that our new BA is engaged in individual issues such as that. You're going to see in the next couple of weeks remedial actions on a lot of the things you're talking about. But if you feel that you would like a more in-depth review without getting into the details of the negotiations with various departments, our BA is certainly available for an appointment. Where
I wish you would actually commission a panel of some citizens to actually interact and hear, because I know people would do that, and put some type of commission together to collaborate with our new business administrator, which I'm very excited to see here.
Yes,
It's
but
nice
all of
to
those
see
things
folks
are
like-
contained in the report, which is what I
Okay,
started
well-
off by saying. This is all good stuff.
I wish-
And your comments
Hey,
interact with that report.
And the point of bringing it up here is, why aren't we trying to get some stuff in here where we can forecast and lower this? I'm saying that action to be taken now. If we're going to be so aggressive about this, we don't need 5%. Why should I just open up my checkbook and give another 5%? That's what I'm saying. Some of this can be done now, and you can forecast it into your budget right now. Don't approve this budget tonight. Please, start getting some of these things together and do this. Really show me. I have paid up. I've been a good citizen. I paid it ahead. All right? Do it for me. Do it for me to show that you have some type of good faith. I just don't want to keep writing this checkbook here. Well, here's my last point here, and then I'll turn it back over. I look at the...
No, I mean, your comments are appropriate.
I look at our permits that are out there right now and the added assessment. I have been one of those people who has appealed because we have a tax assessor who doesn't do his job, okay? And when the tax assessor doesn't do his job, I'm going to appeal it because I refuse to pay anything extra. I pay my fair share, and I will continue to pay my fair share, and I have won all the way in tax court, and I will continue to do it. Moreover, I see that we have over 5,000 permits that are outstanding and probably millions of dollars of added assessments that we're not getting. Go get that money. Go get that money. That is out there. That is money that is sitting there. I am, and I'm sure the rest of the citizens that are in here, we're paying that. We're giving them interest-free loan, just like that. Whatever they want to wind up doing here, go get that money. I'm sure it's in the millions of dollars. 5,000 permits, and I feel foolish. I should have just continued with a temporary CO in my house and just kept with vacant land tax, even though it eventually would have caught up on me. Maybe it didn't. I don't know, but I was an honest citizen, and I'm paying for it. There are many other things that I have here that I've communicated. I hope that your green initiatives are coming along here, maybe doing a reduced work week of only working 4 days a week, maybe that has to come back. I don't know what our administrator is potentially proposing here, but I'm sure that there's a lot of things that we can do to make it more efficient there across the board. But please, some things are going to be difficult out there. I am a firefighter, and I know that my recommendations out there are probably going to be hated by the fire department in this town. But you know what? I'm looking to make them more efficient and operate in a more safe manner and to be constructive. Because if we reduce things, we can get them better equipment more often. Getting them together and deploying them in a more efficient fashion, which ultimately improves public safety. Because when my house is on fire, God forbid, I want to know that I have the best coming in there to get me if I'm trapped and put my house out and to save my belongings and whatnot. And I'm sure everybody else wants that. And I want a great police department. And again, maybe all those things with the shared services, but get them done now. Do not pass this budget tonight. Please go back, look through this, really, really drill down what can we get done this year. I think you can find it, that you can make this a 0% increase. If you do that, I would be here to support everything of the future initiative. If we had to bond money to go over to Monmouth County Communications, I would be here to say we need to support that. We need to bond certain other things to get through this. I would be there. 0% is what we need this year. We need nothing else. Show us good faith here. We've shown you good faith. We've elected you to all be here. And Councilman Ballard, I think you've done fantastic in presenting this, and you've done a lot with this management review here. Can't say enough about it, but please, show us the good faith. Council persons, do not vote for this budget tonight. Please do not vote for this budget. Go back and look. Do it for all of us. I want to stay here. I've said it. I'm here. I will die here as a Red Bank resident. Don't force me out because of taxes. Thank you.